Well, everybody, we are back with the Guardian Project Podcast Commander Stream. I am your host, Andy.
And I'm your other host, Mike.
And we are the Guardian Project Podcast. We record a weekly podcast. Wow, I'm not looking at the thing at all. So I'm doing what I said I wouldn't do, which is ab-lib. All right, hold on.
No, you're actually on point, word for word.
It's a word for word. Okay, so yeah, Anthony's decks don't like board wipes. Listen, mine didn't either that last game. So we have a weekly podcast. Check us out wherever you listen to podcasts every single Wednesday. We stream here on Twitch every other Thursday, and we are joined by some awesome guests. Welcome back to our stream, Anthony and Alec. Alec, we'll start with you. Alec, tell everybody who you are and where they can find you and your content, and then what deck you would like to play this game.
We happy to. So excited to be here still for game 2, and yeah, ready to get into it. My name is Alec. I host the Fairy Conclave podcast, which is just a good time talking to people about Magic. And yeah, I think after the first game, I'm kind of getting a feel for I don't know, the Guardian Project meta, I guess you could say. So yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards playing my Rakdos Lord of Riots, which it's one of my classics, I guess, one of my favorite decks. It's very straightforward. You deal damage to opponents and then play big Eldrazi. So I'm leaning towards that one, but I'm also considering Belby, depending on what everyone else is doing. Belby is kind of similar. It's like get lots of mana and everyone has lots of mana. But yeah, leaning towards Rakdos. So yeah, we'll see where it goes from there.
Is it all Eldrazi, or do you like not play Annihilator Eldrazi, or everything's on the table?
I do. So it's the Eldrazi Titans, a couple of them.
Sure.
And then some Demons and Dragons as well. So there is some Annihilator if that is something that people don't feel kindly towards. I'm totally fine not playing the Annihilators because I know how that feels sometimes.
Rakdos doing Rakdos things.
Okay. That's right.
All right.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, welcome back. Anthony, welcome back to our stream. Tell everybody who you are, where they can find your content, and what decks you've got as some options.
Thanks for having me on. The last game was a blast. I'm looking forward to this one. I co-host a podcast with my friend Andy called Lucky Paper Radio. We talk a lot about Cube, but also just other sort of design and other kind of Magic-adjacent topics, or using Magic as a starting point to talk about different topics. And we also have a site with articles and some data visualization and cool projects like that. So I cut a couple of my decks. The three that I'm kind of interested in are Adeliz, Cinderwind, so this is just straight up Wizard and Spells Matter, Tribal, Yawgmoth, which is just trying to destroy a lot of things. It's a little bit of a flavor deck. You gotta have all the cards that say Yawgmoth in there. And my mono white Avacyn deck, which is a little bit of a pile, has some like janky old cards that I kind of try and do stuff with. But ultimately, Avacyn's just kind of a powerful card, so that's kind
Avacyn powerful? I had no idea.
Now, did you need a Rule 0 in that Yawgmoth deck to run Yawgmoth's Bargain? Do you have the Bargain in there?
True, that's not in there.
Just wanted to check.
I should do that. Yeah, that's worth it.
I don't have any Rule 0 decks myself. Like, I don't have any silver borders. I've got nothing that I want, but I love Rule 0 decks. Well, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. I don't think we've ever had an Avacyn deck on our stream. Adeliz is fun. I think I want to stray away. I think I want to, when I get to mine, I think I kind of want to play Noyan Dar, which I think Yawgmoth is kind of really probably not good to play with against
Yawgmoth
this.
really shuts down a lot of decks, so...
I'm animating like a single land, and like if you destroy it, it's like, oops, I guess I lose the creature and the land that I had.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I will go next. I've got a Jaren Corrupted Bishop deck. This is actually a Shadowborn Apostle deck. I have played it a few times at our LGS. One time I did get to play Thrumming Stone. I did feel bad that I was playing through my entire deck, so I kind of stopped and then realized I was 3 creatures short of sacrificing 2 aristocrats to win, so that was maybe lesson learned. And then I've got Noyan Dar Roil Shaper, so this is kind of this is the pet deck. This is a deck that I've had for 5 years now. So it's a Spellslinger deck looking to animate lands, preferably an Inkmoth Nexus because it kind of wraps things up a little faster, and win with Infect. But I do have to win through combat. I don't run an alternate win con. I should run like Approach of the Second Sun, but I just don't because I like the spells. So I'm just trying to draw a bunch of stuff. Mike, what do you got? What are your options?
I have my Henzi John Value deck, Rafine, Flyers and Tokens, Satoru Budget, Delina Wizards and Shamans, Ellen and Haunted One Humans, Undying type of synergy, Shadowheart, Dark Justicar, Dungeon Delver, Initiative, and then Wyll, Shameless Charlatan. I know we just saw a Satoru deck, so I think I am going to bench that one again.
Your Henzi deck has a lot of attrition cards in it, right? Like Force Sacrifice.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
so
be
does
playing one.
so does Shadowheart and Dungeon Delver. So I'll put both of those away. And honestly, I want to think less in this game than I did in the last game. So I think I want to play dice rolling.
Dice rolling? All right, let's do dice rolling.
Dice
Okay,
rolling sounds awesome.
then I'll do Noyan Dar here, and perfect. All right.
Cool.
All right, who wants to who wants to make the choice here? I will say the Avacyn deck does have like Armageddon and a couple board wipes.
Listen, I have ways to make all of our lands indestructible. So let's go with Avacyn. We've never seen an Avacyn on stream.
I think you never having had this commander. That's compelling to me.
We like
even
that,
though
right? So
I do like this
Be Right Back, the Be Right Back screen. So Chris, our judge in chat, also does our graphic design and made that video. So every time we have new commanders on stream, like maybe every quarter, maybe twice a year, he updates that video for us and puts in all the new images. So that's actually just based on commanders that have actually played on our stream before. So we like seeing new stuff. We can roll 2d6 to decide who goes first. I rolled an 8. Normal mulligan rules apply. First one's free.
I got a 4.
Oh, I can keep this. I like this first hand.
What'd you roll there, Anthony?
Well, the camera can't focus, but I promise you it's a 12.
It's a 12.
Whoa.
It's a 5. It's a 5. What's up, camera?
Come on, camera. You can do it.
You can do it. I
You
believe
got
in
this. So the other Be Right Back screen, we do need to, I want to add music, and I want to add like our podcast music to it, so we need to overlay that because it's really quiet, and I want everybody to have something to listen to while we're running and grabbing beverages, because you know that's what's happening when we're on those away screens.
Yeah.
I like this first hand myself as well.
I got lands, but this hand doesn't do anything. Those are the really hard mulligans for me in Commander.
Amen. Amen. Holy crap. Amen.
I think I
This
just
hand's
gotta
not going to
commit.
do
We
anything
might
either,
not.
but I saw it had lands, and I'm afraid to mulligan and have to go down to 6.
Yeah.
Same.
This
Yeah, I'm
one's
just
gonna-
keeping my first one. We'll just send it.
Oh, and when Anthony and Alec, when you get a moment, if you could reset
Oh.
your commanders, and Andy
Oh,
and I have
yes.
to set our commanders.
Thank you.
We know how to do this. I got an artist proof. Draco Lucian in chat sent me this Noyan Dar artist proof. So I have been playing this deck for years, and he was able to get his hands on this. I didn't do artist proofs, and now they're like kind of my jam, and it's like a real problem. Everybody.
I also love an artist proof. It just, especially when you get it signed, like so much more meaningful than just like an actual tournament card. Like,
If I draw it and play it in this game, I will replace my treasure chest with the one that Andy gifted to me yesterday.
I got it at
Ooh.
Gen Con. I found the bundle foil treasure chest. It makes me happy knowing I'm making Coil play foils, but also it's a really cool one because there's
Two
not a
edge
ton of
foils,
dice rolling cards, but it works really well in a bunch of decks you just made.
Yes.
nice.
Who am I first? Am I first with an 8?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Does everybody like their hands?
No,
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I really
But
don't
I'm
either.
keeping it.
I kind of hate mine, but
I'm gonna have a great turn 1, and then we'll see what happens later.
I'm gonna have a meh turn 2. So, unless there's a soul ring on turn 1, and that changes things. So, well then, everybody, good luck, and I will draw, and I am going to play this Hallowed Fountain tapped, and I will pass the turn.
I will draw for turn. I will also be playing a tap land. Mine will be a Storm Carved Coast, and I will pass the turn.
All right, I will draw a card. play a Plains and Mother of Ruin.
There it is. The webcam came right back.
She's here.
Andy, how have you been? We were saying to Anthony that you were on our very first stream of this year, and I couldn't believe we hadn't had Anthony on yet.
All I'm doing is playing a Bajuka Bog and exiling Andy's graveyard.
Get wrecked.
Sending out a message.
Got me. All right.
And pass
Anthony,
to-
could you load your commander up into spell table?
Oh yeah, sorry.
No problem.
I am going to play this island. I'll tap for 2 for a Talisman of Progress. That will pass.
So progressive.
I feel being busy, Anthony or Andy. Yes, that is the way of the world. I feel like right now.
I will play a mountain, and I will tap 2, and I will cast an Ebony Fly.
Whoa.
Yeah, this enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap for a colorless. I can pay 4 generic and roll a d6. And until end of turn, I may have Ebony Fly become an XX insect artifact creature token when flying, where X is the result. And whenever Ebony Fly attacks, another target attacking creature gains flying until end of turn. And I'll pass the turn.
All right, let's untap. Draw on a card. It's tempting to just
Andy,
attack
foiled
here.
I'm
but-
not responsible.
It's going to be running targeted removal this early, but let's be safe and cowardly. I'm just going to play an Emiria the Sky Ruin and pass the turn.
Okay. How was Gen Con, Andy? It looked like a lot of fun.
Gen Con was a lot of fun. It was also super packed. So this was the first year, or this was the last year that folks that got their passes in like 2019 could push them further a year, right? So there was COVID restrictions. So 2020 there wasn't a Gen Con, and then last year it was very small, but they couldn't push them to another year. So it was like everybody was there. But I felt like everybody that I saw was wearing a mask. I felt very safe. There was sanitizing stations everywhere, but it was wonderful. This was our 3rd Gen Con, and we plan on going every year.
Awesome. I love that. I'm just playing a mountain and passing.
All right, untap. I will draw. I'm going to play this Deserted Beach, and then I'm going to tap it to enchant this island with Equinox. I can tap this land to counter a spell that would destroy a land that I control.
Oh, I get it.
Armageddon counter. I love
Yeah,
that.
that counters Armageddon. Counters a Blasphemous Act if it would kill one of my creatures, one of my lands.
Oh.
This also, everybody, you could, if you are the lucky winner of opening a collector's booster pack of Dominator United, could open a Lost Legend Equinox. It is
Oh my
in
gosh.
some percentage of those 3%.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you have
I
the
hope
same
you all
chance of
open a tabernacle, but this is possible.
Second
You-
best.
You might have the same chance of
It helps you
opening
protect
that.
your tabernacle, which is important.
Oh my gosh, it really does. And then after that, I am going to... Stream Elements is back up. Coil, this is our first one. Do the shout outs for Anthony and Alec. Let's see if they work. I think Stream Elements was down.
You got it. I'll do it right now.
Helen Killer, thank you so much for the follow. All right, after that, I am going to... I'm going to pass this out.
It's working.
All right, it's working. I'm going to pay 3. I'm going to play Drum Bellower. 2/1 flyer, untap all creatures you control during each player's untap step. And I pass.
All right.
Everybody go follow Anthony and Alec on Twitter, online. Go check out their content. Links are in the chat. If you're on YouTube, it'll be in the show notes below.
All right. I am going to tap 2 mana for a Talisman of Creativity.
So creative.
And
You're
then
so
I'll tap,
creative.
check how creative this is. For 2 mana, I'll cast a Thought Vessel, and then I'll pass the turn.
Wow. So
Hey,
All right.
I missed the land
Untap.
drop, but it doesn't feel
Draw on a
bad.
card. You know what's great about monocolored EDH decks is you get to play a simple mana base. So here's a Flooded Strand, and I'll pass it.
Wait a second.
Oh, my life total also forgot to reset. You can tell I'm new at this. I'm gonna go ahead and crack that.
Okay, I'll play a Graven Cairns as my land for turn.
Chat says that they're
go ahead.
amazed Equinox works in the rules. The rulings are kind of wild.
Yeah, I believe it.
You say go ahead. Oh, nice. Nettle Sentinel.
I'll play a Nettle Drone.
Or Nettle Drone.
Yeah. Taps to deal 1 damage to each opponent. It's a 3/1, and that's going to be it. I'll pass to you.
All right, untap. I'm going to draw. Oh, this is what I was afraid of. I didn't get that last land.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amen.
no. All right, well. Wait, what does Nettle Drone do? Tap it to do what?
Tap to deal 1 damage to each opponent. And if I cast a colorless spell, I can untap it and do it again.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. Well, Mike for crater hoofing me, and I'm going to carry that over. Hit you for two.
Spoiler, if you're watching this on YouTube.
After that, I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn.
It's 2, right? Is what you said?
Yeah, it's 2. And then I untap each creature I control during each untap step.
Nice.
Look at the value. That 2/1
So much
flying value.
Such value.
Much wow.
Okay. I am going to tap a mountain and a thought vessel to cast my commander, Wyll, Blade of Frontiers. So if I would roll a die, I roll 2 instead. Whenever I roll 1 or more die, I get to put a +1/+1 counter on Wyll.
Andy posted it really says, like, what is this? When the activated ability resolves, determine whether a targeted spell would destroy a land. If it resolved right then. If it would, then counter the spell. Otherwise, it is not countered. Even if the spell could, under other circumstances, destroy land.
Is this the actual Oracle text, the card? It says right then.
Right then.
Right then. If you'll do it right now. Otherwise, we don't know.
I will tap 2 more to
Amazing.
cast a Sword of Hours. This is from the Bant AFR precon. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage, roll a d12. And if the result is greater than the damage dealt or the result is 12, double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature. And then I will pass the turn after that.
All right, I fetched up a Mistveil Plains. Is that going to ever matter? Probably not. Drawing a card.
There's no reason it's in the deck, so...
It's there because I can. There's no good reason here.
I'm going to go find my
I'm going to
D&D
play a
dice
Mangara the Diplomat. And if that resolves, I will ship the turn.
Mm-hmm.
I love the flavor on Drum Bellower. It's just like this giant creature made of drums that's so loud that everyone like wakes up and untaps.
This was, by the second night after the kami had drifted into town, the local general store was completely sold out of earplugs.
So good.
I don't think I'd ever read that flavor text, I'll be honest.
You gotta read the flavor text.
Alright, I'm casting a Read the Bones, so I'll scry 2, draw 2, lose 2 life. I'm gonna put those both on the bottom. Wow, weird. Okay. And that's it for me. I'll pass after that.
Okay, I will draw for turn. I'm gonna play Plains, and I'm gonna pay 5, and I'm gonna play Noyan Dar Royal Shaper. And then I will move to combat, and I will swing 2 in the air at Alec.
Okay, I'll take 2.
And then I will end my turn.
All right, I'll go to my turn.
Untap. Drum Bellower.
Draw.
Oh, okay. I did it again. I need to discard at the end of my turn.
Oops,
go for
you
it.
did
Oops.
it again. So stupid. I want to do commander decks. I was texting Coyle some episode topic ideas, and I was like, "What if we did decks based on song lyrics? Like, oops, I did it again." And it's just a deck that it's based on one loop.
We've had at least one song per game so far, so like we could make it happen.
100%. Chat, what are the best songs you can make a commander deck out of? Give me all your hot song tech.
Your hot song tech. It's great.
Your spiciest song list.
Your spiciest song. I wanted to have like a music theme deck at one point, so it was like Elvish Piper and Horn of Greed, and I was like, man, I kind of gave up on that.
Sensation Gorger. I like this.
All right, I'm going to tap a red and a colorless to cast Brazen Dwarf. Whenever I roll one or more die, Brazen Dwarf deals 1 damage to each opponent. Seems
Oh, Dakova said the cranberry zombie. Yeah, that is an easy build. I like that.
Yeah, good call.
And then I will tap 4 mana, a blue and 3 generic, to cast Jin Windseer, or Jin Windseer.
Trigger Mangara. I will draw a card.
Yes.
Ooh, your second card for the second spell.
So Jin Windseer is a 3/3 with flying. It says when it enters the battlefield, roll a d20. On a 1 through 9, I scry 1. On a 10 through 19, I scry 2. And on a 20, I scry 3. I will get to roll this twice. So I have my Baldur's Gate die and my AFR die, so I'll just roll both of them at the same time. I got a 13 and a 12, so they're both going to hit the scry 2. So I'll scry 2. I get to put a +1/+1 counter on Wyll, and Brazen Dwarf will deal 1 damage to each one of my opponents.
All right. And Shameless Charlatan is not out, right?
Shameless Charlatan is not out. It is still in the command zone.
Charlatan has no shame.
No shame on this charlatan.
No shame.
I'm going to leave this one on top. I'm going to put the other one on the bottom because I've cast this one before and I want to see more cards from this deck. And that will be the end of my turn. I'm not going to go to the swing step or anything like that.
All right, I will untap. I will draw a card. Play a Castle Ardenvale and pass the turn.
Nice.
Castle
Okay.
Ardenvale.
Anybody else feel bad that the castles are not legendary? Or is that just me?
Ooh,
You can play
they
multiple
really
in
should be.
standard.
They should be legendary.
But what if they have more than one castle?
You can't. It's the castle in Ardenvale. There's only
Who's
one
gonna-
castle in Ardenvale. There's only room for one
Who's
castle
cast?
here.
There's tons of castles in medieval times, right? 'Cause everyone
I
had a
watch
castle.
Game of Thrones.
I have a Sisay Weatherlight Captain deck, and the goal is for every single card to be legendary, but
Okay.
unfortunately there just aren't enough legendary lands, so
Yeah.
I wish. Anthony, on your end step, I'm going to tap the Nettle Drone to deal 1 damage to each of my opponents,
Fair.
and I'll go to my turn.
All right. Sweetly One, thank you so much for the follow. And Nox Egged? And Noxate? I'm sorry for the mispronunciation. Thank you so much for the follow.
Okay, so I played a mountain, and on my turn this time, again, I'll tap Nettle Drone to deal 1 damage to each of you.
Uh-oh, I feel like Rakdos
How
is
it
coming.
starts.
That is
The
perfect
Lord is
time
going to riot.
for Rack Daddy to enter the battlefield.
Rack
so,
Daddy!
I can cast it because an opponent lost life this turn. It's a 6/6 flying trampling demon, and it says creature spells I cast cost 1 less for each 1 life my opponents have lost this turn. So nothing to follow it up with though. That's it. So I'll pass to you, Andy.
All right, untap, and I will draw
Please continue spamming the chat.
about Equinox. Honestly, I love this. This deck does have a few of those cards where it's like, why? It's like, because it just works. Play a Mystic Gate. This is also my full foil deck, but I have like 5 cards that can't be in foil now, and it's very, very sad.
Oh, hi, Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. You are Lucky Paper's best commander friend. You also
our
cube?
commander correspondent and the owner of the All Gold Cube. It's a really, really crazy cube.
All gold?
Every single card is multicolored.
I have a Ravnica cube, and I think I have too many gold cards in it, but I'm not going to take any of them out.
Gotta commit.
I'm committing to it, and someone will build gates, and someone will win with a Maze's End at some point, but it has never happened. I am going to move. Dang. I hate this. That Mangara is really good.
Yeah.
That's just if you're attacked, right? You
have to attack me with 2 creatures or
And
more.
Mangara is a 2/4?
2/4 life.
Oh, you
Yep.
got a Mother of Runes. You can just block. This is trash. I'm gonna pass.
You don't want to cast 2 spells? Please cast 2 spells. It's only fair.
Not on my own turn. What do you think? Hi, Lane. Welcome, everybody. Let me do a shout out for Lane. Go check out Lane from the Man Rock podcast. Look at me remembering everybody's shout out commands. I feel so profesh.
I want to try to do this. Do I need? No. Okay. 4 mana. I will attempt to cast Cone of Cold.
What does that do?
So sorcery, it says roll a d20. On a 1 through 9, I tap all creatures my opponents control. On a 10 through 19, I tap all creatures my opponents control. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap step. Or on a 20, it is tap all creatures your opponents control. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap steps until my next turn. Creatures my opponents control enter the battlefield tapped.
So this is guaranteed to tap all creatures, right?
It is guaranteed to tap all creatures.
So I'm going to respond and give Mangara protection from red.
Cool. Any other responses?
What does the Djinn do?
The Djinn's a 3/3 with flying.
Yeah, but when you roll dice, what is the dice rolling implications here?
Dice rolling, each one of my opponents will take 1 damage when I roll a die.
Yeah.
So here's my plan. I'll tell you my plan straight up. My plan is to equip the Sword of Hours to Wyll and swing at somebody to make the Sword of Hours trigger. So whenever I attack with Sword of Hours, the equipped creature gets +1/+1, and then I roll a d12. And if the result is greater than the number of +1/+1 counters on the creature, or a 12, I double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature.
I 100% listening, I did, but I am just the confused math lady, or I am Winona Ryder at that one gif of her at the event where she's looking around. Yeah, that's fine. Continue. Carry on.
Okay. So Cone of Cold, I will roll 2d20 because I have Wyll. That allows me to roll an extra die. I rolled a 7 and a 20. I did get the 20. So, we tap all of my opponent's creatures. They don't untap during the controller's next untap step, and all creatures, until my next turn, all creatures my opponents have entered the battlefield will enter the battlefield tapped.
All right, we tap all creatures.
Sad.
And I roll the die, so Brazen Dwarf will deal 1 damage to each one of my opponents, and I'll get to put a +1/+1 counter on Wyll.
All right.
Now I'm going to pay 2 from these mountains to equip Sword of Hours to Wyll. And then I will move to combat, and I'll declare Wyll as an attacker at Anthony.
So if more creatures enter the battlefield, they enter tapped as well.
That's correct.
So it's so cold.
It's so cold of you.
I do have an attack trigger to put a +1/+1 counter on Wyll.
Cool. No blocks.
Okay. So then you'll take 4 damage from Wyll, and I will roll 2d12, because I do get to roll an extra die because of Wyll. I only have 1d12, so I'm going to roll it twice.
Wow. Ill prepared.
I rolled a 7, which is already higher than the number of +1/+1 counters I have, but I'll roll it again just for fun at 2. So a 7, so I get to double the number of +1/+1 counters on Wyll. So now Wyll is a 7-power creature, which doesn't seem that scary, just being a 7-power creature. But Shameless Charlatan can make it turn into any creature on the board, and it'll still be my commander. So if there's a big Eldrazi out, and I would turn it into a 10/10. and then it has 6+1/+1 counters. That'd be pretty cool. That's the end of my turn. I did actually roll another die after that damage, so Brazen Dwarf will trigger again and deal another 1 damage to each one of my opponents.
So you only cast 1 spell, though, correct?
I cast only Cone of Cold, correct.
Right. So end of your turn, I will activate Castle Ardenvale and make a guy. That will be tapped because it's still cold.
Yes.
Untap. Draw for turn. That's a big random thing I can do. Sure, why not? I'll play a Plains. Pay 4, cast Helm of the Host.
Oh, all right.
And pass
Hold
the
on.
turn.
Hold on.
Hold
on. I'm gonna pay. What do you think this is? This is a Mother
can't
May
destroy a
game.
land. Just so if you're trying to do that Equinox thing.
Yeah, but those Mangaras, those Avacyns, no thank you. I'm gonna rewind that.
Oh, you counter it and draw a card?
Yeah, I will draw one at the next upkeep. You will, or no. This is untap 4 lands.
Untap 4 lands.
But I'm gonna animate this Plains. I'm gonna make it a 0/0 with 3 counters on it, and I'm gonna untap 4 lands.
It's not fair. It's cold. It shouldn't be allowed to do that.
These also untap. They untap during every player's untap step.
They sure do.
Wow.
They just won't untap at your untap step.
So
well,
sure.
I will
during
pass
each
turn.
other players. That is all. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, you can't have more Avacyns. What do you think this is?
It's so great to have multiple Avacyns. I feel so safe.
I can imagine that. That does remind me, that is one of the cards I cut. This deck does have 2 silver border cards in it. I did forget to mention that. I
Wow.
apologize.
You are ejected from the game immediately.
Honestly, I probably should be. But I do run Sword of Dungeons and Dragons, and I run Krark's Other Thumb.
I love it. That's perfect.
yeah.
You need that.
Yeah, so
It's required
And
for dice.
that will be my turn whenever you're ready, Alec.
I'm just hoping Unfinity reprints Krark's Other Thumb in black border. Honestly, I think that would be really cool.
Honestly, I think that it's a totally fair card. Like, it doesn't seem silly. Now that we've added so much dice rolling, it seems totally fine to print in black border.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it was printed before AFR, right? So there was
correct.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
years
yeah,
before.
Yeah, that was in.
Variants in my commander. I thought I was silly running Cindersplit and Okon, but man, dice rolling is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Cast a Chromatic Lantern.
The original argument for 3 mana rocks.
That card
Exactly.
is still $10. I love Chromatic Lantern. It's been printed a few times and in a secret layer.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. I still play it all the time. Feels nice not having to worry.
3+
Yeah.
colors. I'm putting a Chromatic Lantern in. I don't care. You can't stop me.
It's true. I mean, yeah, and Rakdos has this absurd mana cost, so it helps with that too.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to weigh if casting a 1 mana spell is worth having Anthony draw another card, but I'm greedy, so I think I'll just
Do it.
do it.
Rakdos is
Can't draw cards on my own.
Look at this guy, he's definitely greedy. Okay, so I'll cast a Spear Skewer, enters tapped. Very similar, it's a 0/2 defender, and I can tap it to have it deal 1 damage to each player, so including myself.
Sorry, did I miss a life loss on the Nettle Drone?
No,
you
it
just
was
didn't untap.
tapped. Yeah.
Oh, right, didn't untap. Okay, but then
Silly
you're casting
Cone
your
of
second
Cold.
spell, so Trickle.
Cone of
Trigger,
Cold.
trigger.
It's pretty cool.
Mangara.
Never
Cool.
rolled a 20 in this
That's
deck
all for me.
before.
That's it for you?
Yep, over to you, Andy.
All right. I will draw for turn. Oh, yes. Here we go. This is right. This is right. I'm going to pay 2. Which way? I'm going to do it this way. One and a white. I'm going to play Sacred Ground. Whenever a spell or an ability an opponent controls would cause a land to be put into my graveyard, I return it to the battlefield.
Just in case you can't counter it with Equinox.
In
See, we
case
just all like,
Equinox-
we all just like feeling safe. Do you have Avacyn in that deck? I feel like that would help.
I don't, but it would be pretty good.
I guess you probably don't want to be tapping out when you have 8 lands.
I do not want to be doing that. I will move to combat. How big is your dwarf and your Jin.
Jin is a 3/3. The dwarf is a 1/3.
A 1/3 and a 4/4.
A 3/3.
3/3.
Jin is a 3/3 with flying. The dwarf is a 1/3 on the ground.
All right, I'm gonna move to combat then, and I'm gonna swing Noyan Dar at you, and I'm gonna swing Drum Bellower at Anthony.
Noyan Dar is a 4/4.
You can attack me with more creatures.
It is a 4/4.
All right.
I'm a double block it.
You got it.
I have no effects or blocks.
They both die.
I have
well,
six.
I'll
Yeah, you
hit
get to choose which
your.
I assume this one because this one's just a 3/3 flyer, unless you really just want me to have one less blocker. Because this is what's dealing 1 damage every time I roll a
No,
die.
I'll get rid of the flyer.
Okay.
The damage is fine. Everybody can take damage.
Perfect.
Yeah, Noyan Dar to the command zone.
And how big is the drum bellower?
A 2/1. After that, I will pass the turn,
All right.
and I will
I'll
untap both of these creatures.
Yes, and everyone's creatures now enters normally. Cone of Cold
Yay.
effect is gone. I will draw for the turn. I will play a Fiery Islet as my land for turn. I will tap my Thought Vessel and my Stormcarved Coast for 1 and a blue to cast Shameless Charlatan.
I am going to counter that.
Okay.
I'm going to Arcane Denial that.
We should have read you had the Arcane Denial based on...
Yeah,
What
I
you said.
totally said it out loud, and I was like, wait, this is the other one. I'll just make the Shameless Charlatan cost more.
Yeah, I'll spend 4, because I have to spend 1 for the blue on Fiery Islet and cast Shameless Charlatan.
I'm going to render it
Trigger
silent.
Mangara.
Oh my god.
At least it's got 4 commander attacks now. That Wyll turning into anything is going to be a problem because it can become a Rakdos base.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yeah, it's a real issue.
Yeah, definitely don't disagree with that. So I currently have 2 will damage on. No, how much will damage do I have on you, Anthony? 4?
Great question. Yeah, 4 sounds right. Grab a dice for that.
So do I want to get that up to 12 right now? Is the question. Or do I want to be spiteful and swing at Andy?
I can
Two
retaliate.
great options.
The answer is always spite. I'm gonna move to combat.
Yeah. Come
I'm
at
gonna
me,
swing-
brah.
I'll swing Will at you, Andy. Attack trigger, I'll put a +1/+1 counter on Will. So it's an 8/8.
Does it have trample?
It doesn't have trample.
Oh,
no.
all right. I'm just going to take 8. It's fine. I'm not blocking.
All right. Damage trigger, I'll roll. Oh, sorry, 2d12, not 2d20. 2d12. If the result is 7, is it 7 or greater? The result is greater than. So if it's 8 or greater, I get to double the number of +1/+1 counters on Will. I roll a 4 and a 3, so I will not double the number of +1/+1 counters on Will. I did roll a die though, so Brazen Dwarf will deal 1 damage to each one of my opponents, and then I'll pass the turn. Yeah, I only had 2 cards in my hand. I was wondering what I was going to do after that, so I'm glad I have a mana
Alex.
sink as my background now.
How much does it cost now? What did it cost originally? 3?
It originally cost 2, so
Oh,
it costs
2.
6 now.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's everything but 1 mana left. Okay.
No, everything but 2. Ebony Fly is also a rock.
Oh, is that a creature?
It's not currently a creature. I can pay 4 and roll a d6, and it becomes an XX where X is the result.
Got it. Okay.
Let's do this. Let's go to combat.
Do we get to draw cards?
I untap. Oh yeah, you draw 2. I draw 1.
Oh, right, Arcane Denial.
All right, I drew my 1.
Draw my
Thank you for the reminder. Sorry about that.
How big is
Yeah, I wanna draw
your
cards.
creature, Mike?
A 1/3 is the untapped
1/3.
creature.
That's too big. Sorry, Alec. I'm gonna come at you for 3.
This dwarf's got a big butt.
I'll take 3.
Got that butt down.
Game 2. All right, and then second main. I'll pay 4. Cast Wrath of God.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know if this is gonna resolve.
Wait, my planes comes back to the battlefield. Sacred
It
ground,
does.
baby. Yeah, I'm not doing anything about that.
Yeah, I don't have any counter spells unless, or no, is there a counter spell that rolls die? There might be.
All right, so sacred ground triggers. I return that land to the battlefield, so the plane comes comes
Yeah.
back.
So it's no longer a creature, right?
It's not a creature. It's
You
now just
object.
a lonely plains Grand Prix foil planes.
And then I'll cast a Soul Warden and pass the turn.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't deal with the Soul Warden. I can get around the Soul Warden.
What's the problem with the Soul Warden?
What's wrong
It's
with the
nothing.
soul?
There's
Warden?
nothing wrong with the Soul
1 mana,
Warden.
1/1.
The fact that I have a way to get around it, there's nothing wrong with the Soul Warden.
Oh, Sweetly said that you can just take a Sharpie to your Krark's other thumb and make it black border.
That's
True. He actually did that to the what's it called, Urza Academy headmaster.
Yeah, the one you
head
go to the
jar and
website
black
for.
Sure.
Are they still updating that? I don't know
Yeah,
if
yeah, they still update it with
They
new
are.
orders now.
They have to because it's going to get reprinted at Brothers War.
as a black border legal card in standard.
Okay, so I'm tapping 3 for Loyal Subordinate, which is a
Okay.
3/1 zombie with menace, and it says at the beginning of combat on my turn, if I control my commander, each opponent loses 3 life.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Don't, but maybe someday.
Trigger, I will gain a life.
Oh yeah, and that's it. I'll pass to you, Andy.
All right, untap. Draw. I am going to play. I am 1 mana short of Noyan Dar still. That is rough. I'm gonna pay 5 mana. Yeah, 5 mana. I'm gonna play Lyra, Disciple of the Drowned. Spells can't be counters. All instants and sorceries in my graveyard have flashback. I don't have anything that costs 1. But I do have Rewind, Arcane Denial, and Render Silent in my graveyard. Those are the instants I have. And I pass. This is like my favorite card from like the last year.
Heck yeah.
Card seems very strong.
It's very, very good.
I forgot that I come after you. I'm going to untap.
You are next in the
Yes, I
turn
am.
order.
I forget how fast turns are after a board wipe. It's like establish a
It's
little bit.
refreshing. It's
fast.
refreshing.
Yeah.
Nice breather.
For real.
Listen, we are
Refreshing
here
rad.
changing up the game with board wipes. This is like an interactive night.
Exactly.
I like a good interactive game.
I kind of do too, not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
It does sometimes feel bad when you're like, I couldn't draw any removal and one person runs away with it. I felt that before.
I'm going to do 4 mana for Wyll, Blade of Frontiers. And do you have something, Andy?
No, I was just gonna say there's this place in Michigan just north of Coyle and I called Frontier Town, and it's all I can think of when you say this. It's like an old-fashioned, a place where you go like you get a bunch of old candy. There's like a covered wagon. You can take old photos, and it's like literally an old-timey country strip mall called Frontier
Yes.
Town. That's what I think. Will of Frontier Town.
Wyll of Frontier Town. I'm going to pay 4 mana. I have to take a life to tap the Fiery Islet for any color of mana, and I will cast Chaos Channeler. So 4/3 with an attack trigger to roll a d20 to exile the top card of my library, and I can play it this turn for a 1 through 9. A 10 through 19 is exile the top 2 cards of my library. I may play them this turn, or a 20, exile the top 3 cards of my library, and I can play them this turn. So it doesn't get around actually casting the thing for mana and all that. But the higher the roll, the more card advantage. And that'll be my turn. I pass.
All right, land one time. Right, deck? We got this?
Better than a
It
land.
sounds like you didn't get this.
I hope. I mean, if it was a tap land, would you have still reacted the same way?
Yes.
Okay.
I will pass the turn.
I love that. You know, I just realized this. I love that Lear is out and your spells in the graveyard are counter spells.
Yeah.
I know.
You're still allowed to cast them, right? So if you just
do
want
get to
spell
cast them.
triggers.
That's true.
It's rough.
But so if you cast it, it goes on the stack, and if you somehow remove Lear with it on the stack, then it would work, right? It's only checks at resolution.
I don't even know if I can cast them.
You are, because you can cast a counter spell. I'm pretty sure. I know you can cast counter spells against uncounterable spells, and the counter spell just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, because you can cast counterspell on things that have ward, or what, not counterspells. You can cast things on things that have ward, and then it would just get countered afterwards. So I don't see why it wouldn't work the other way around too.
All I'm gonna do is tap 6 for the Conduit of Ruin.
Oh.
Heck yeah!
It's a 5/5 Eldrazi. We made it, and it says when you cast it, you may search your library for a colorless creature with mana value 7 or greater. Reveal it, shuffle my library, and put it on top. And then the first creature spell I cast each turn costs 2 less to cast.
I might have a response to that.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Okay,
Say
I
that one
didn't
more
look
time.
yet. I picked it up, but I didn't look yet. Yeah, what's your response?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's cast an Avid Mind Sensor in response. So
Okay,
instead of
that's
searching your library, you search the top 4 cards.
Okay. And if I'm really lucky, I can get
You
something
might still be there.
colorless and 7 or greater.
Fingers crossed for you.
Oof. Okay.
Fail to find.
We did not.
No.
Is that a shrine?
Trigger.
It is, yeah.
Nice.
It's the only shrine in here, but it does deal damage to everyone.
Yeah.
Do these just go back on top? Oh, I guess this shuffle.
Shuffle the library because you are still searching it.
You're right. Okay.
You're searching it.
Okay, yeah, that's all I've got. I'll pass to you, Andy.
I was so hoping
All right.
that you were actually gonna get to go find an Ulamog. Or
Oh,
something.
it'd be so good.
Draw.
Only because I want to copy your Ulamog with my will.
I'm going to play Flagstones of Trocaire.
I've seen
Ooh,
that.
I'd love to see it.
You love to see it. I mean, I guess I pay 7. I will play out Noyan Dar. I'm going to move to combat, and I will swing Lear, Disciple of the Drowned at Anthony. A 3/4.
3/4. My blocks don't line up well.
They
No
sure
blocks.
don't. After that, I pass.
Did you gain the one from Noyan Dar coming out?
I did. I've been watching that.
You're on
Sorry, I'm
top.
not reminding you every time because that was gonna get annoying.
No, don't worry about that. I wouldn't be on top of my own triggers, so that's just. Oh my gosh, I have to read these cards sometimes.
Reading the card explains the card.
It sure does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Nah, I don't want to do that one. Okay, this is what we're gonna do instead. I'm gonna tap 1, 2, 3, 4 for a blue and 3 of anything else. This is a card that's actually been coming up in our Discord recently. I'm gonna cast. Hold on. Irenicus's Vile Duplication.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes.
What that do again? It's
So
a
it's a
good
source.
card.
The sorcery says create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except the token has flying and isn't legendary if that creature is legendary. And I will be
Nice.
targeting Wyll, Blade
That
of
is
Frontiers.
great.
So I'm gonna get a flying Wyll that is non-legendary.
That's
You know, it'd be funny. We got all the wills of those creatures. Wouldn't it be funny if we got a Will's will? It's just like roll a die for each creature you control, And what would the other thing be? And then if you control your commander, do both.
I don't know what it would be. Honestly, I have no clue. I am going to then pay 2 mana. I'll do it with both of my mountains just in case something cool comes up. But I'm going to equip the Sword of Hours to Chaos Channeler. And then I'm going to move to the combat step.
Moving to the combat.
Aven Mind Sensor's a 1/3.
It is a 2/1 flyer.
2/1 flyer, and Soul Warden's a 1/1 on the ground.
1/1, yeah.
All right, I am going to declare Chaos Channeler as an attacker at you, Anthony. Attack trigger, I'll put a +1/+1 counter on Chaos Channeler because of the Sword of Ours. So it is a 5/4. And then I have another attack trigger to roll the d20. I had to remember this is an attack trigger, not a damage trigger. Yeah. So I'm going to roll 3 d20. So I'm just going to re-roll one of these d20 because I didn't get a third d20 out to see how many cards I get to exile from the top of my library and play. So I got a 14 and a 9. I'll re-roll a 9, see if I get something bigger. Nope, just an 11. So on a 14, I'm going to exile the top 2 cards of my library and I can play them this turn, which are a Power of Persuasion and a Field of Ruin.
No blocks. I'll take 5.
All right. You will take 5, and then I will get to roll a d12 3 times. If it's a 2 or higher, I get to double the number of +1/+1 counters. It's a 3 on the first one. I'm not going to waste everyone's time. I'm going to double the +1/+1 counters. Main phase 2, I'm going to play Field of Ruin as my land for turn. And then I am going to tap 3, taking 1 from my Fiery Inlet to cast Power of Persuasion. I haven't even decided what I'm going to target yet. Alec, do you want me to target your Conduit so you can try to search again?
I would love that. That would be kind of fun.
Unless the Avend is still out, but I guess...
What is this card doing that you're...
Okay, I'm sorry. It's choose target creature an opponent controls, then roll a d20. A 1 through 9 returns it to their hand. A 10 through 19 puts it on the top or bottom of their library, the owner's choice. And on a 20, I get to gain control of it until the end of my next turn.
Wow.
So actually, I'm gonna target. I think I'm gonna just target Soul Ward. I'm either gonna, at the very worst, I'm gonna make you recast it.
Fair.
I'm gonna roll 3 d20.
It gives me something to do next turn. That's great.
A 9 and a 14. I'll reroll the 9 to try to get a 20. I got an 8. So on a 14, I'm gonna. So you get to put it either on the top of your library or the bottom of your library.
Ooh, sad, but
Put that
goodbye,
at the
Soul
bottom.
Warden.
Goodbye.
I'll miss you.
And then that is the end of my turn.
Poor Soul Ring. Or Soul Warden.
I wish I had a Soul Ring. All right, untap, draw on a card. That's not a Soul Ring.
But was it a Soul Warden? It wasn't. It was on bottom.
It's on the bottom.
Oh,
It's
I
on
forgot all of my +1/+1 counters from roll a die, roll a die, roll a die. So each of these gets 3 +1/+1 counters.
I think I still gotta do this. It's a little rude, but I'm worried about all the stuff that's happening.
Oh no.
Let's go to combat. You have a flying Wyll over there.
Yeah, flying 4/4.
Alec, I will attack you for 2.
I will take 2.
And then second main, I will cast Rout. Destroy all creatures. They cannot be regenerated.
Oh,
I feel like we've been here before.
this is so rough. Oh no.
I'm sorry, if I'd been drawing lands, I would not be destroying my creatures, and then I could advance the game. Unfortunately, this is where we're at.
This is where we
I'll
are.
pass the turn.
Okay. Well, that makes this turn a lot easier. Draw.
DeColville, I can't even read your sentence out loud. Will's will. Will away according to his will's will. Will's will. Will away.
Have you ever heard the sentence buffalo, 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 buffalo before?
No.
That's a complete and grammatically accurate sentence.
Okay.
I believe you.
It's true. Look it up.
No
Just
context.
literally look the word up buffalo 7 times in a row on Google. You'll find it.
How many
I'm-
times outside of that sentence have you heard anyone use the word buffalo as a verb, though?
Not many times. It means
Not
to
many.
bully, in case you're not aware. As a verb.
You learn something new every Twitch stream.
I went to Google Buffalo and it literally changed it to Buffalo Wild Wings. I didn't ask for that.
No, I would ask for that right now.
Their wings
I
are
please have
always they're always cold when you get them, and if you have to go in there, you have to watch sports. Like, no, thank you.
I like
I'm
sports.
with you. Yeah.
I like sports, and I don't care who knows.
I like sports and cold, stale chicken wings.
It's true.
I'm passing to you, Andy. I just played a Rakdos Signet.
Okay, untap, and I will draw. I'm gonna play out a plains, and then I will look at the board, survey the board.
Survey says
Survey set. How much does Will cost now?
6. Both of my commanders cost 6. They started at 2.
They still cost less than mine. I'm
It's
winning.
true.
This
Combined-
this card
combined
is
seems-
only made against Coil, so I'm not gonna do that. So I just pass.
Is it destroy all my artifacts?
Yeah, pretty much.
I could still cast one of my commanders at that
Yeah, I pass.
Um.
Someone play a land destruction spell so that all mine just come back.
point.
Play your Armageddon. It's fine. I
If I
literally am
draw it,
safe.
I'll be tempted to.
3, 4, 5. I have a Field of Ruin. I can help you, Andy. Because it comes right back, right? So you get to just tutor for
I just
new
get to
lands.
get a land. Help me, I'm poor.
For 6 mana, I am going to cast Earth Cult Elemental. It's a 6/6. I get to roll a d20 when it attacks. Oh, no, I'm sorry. When it enters the battlefield, I get to roll a d20.
Wow.
I get to read the card after I cast it. On a 1 through 9, each player sacrifices a permanent. On a 10 through 19, each opponent sacrifices a permanent. On a 20, each opponent sacrifices 2 permanents.
I love this.
Uh-oh.
Mine come back.
And I get to roll. I'm only rolling 1 die because I don't have any will out or anything. I rolled a 16, so each opponent sacrifices a permanent.
I'm gonna sacrifice Flagstones of Trocaire. I'm gonna ramp a plains, and then this comes back to the battlefield.
Insane. That's insane.
I'll sack my Signet.
I'll sacrifice a plains. My
Thank you so much.
Of course. Of course.
I'm not even trying to be facetious. Like, I am at this point thanking you.
I am then going to tap the Field of Ruin for a colorless to basic land cycle the Ash Barrens for an island. And then I'm going to play that island. And that will be the end of my turn.
Sacred
All right,
ground,
I will
baby.
untap. Drawing a card. Playing a plains. How big is the Earth Cult Elemental?
Earth Cult Elemental is a 6/6.
Unnecessary.
It's a
I'll pass the
common.
turn.
Fine.
Unnecessary. Dice rolling has to have big creatures too.
Yeah, if you want a big creature, play a Colossal Dreadmaw like the rest of us.
Hey, this Earth Cult Elemental costs the same amount as either of my commanders right now.
It does a lot more, I think, right now than your commanders too.
Yep, sure does.
And I'll pass the turn to you, Alec.
Okay, you are passing. Suspicious.
My gosh.
What? I drew the 7th land. You might.
I'm just gonna go ahead and also pass the turn.
Wow.
All right.
Dynamic. Thrilling.
I'm gonna draw.
Riveting gameplay currently.
I'm gonna pay 3 for a monastery mentor,
Yes.
and then I'm gonna pass.
I mean,
the turn.
I'm scared.
Ooh,
I'm
that's
scared.
a little scary.
This is like an alt win con. I needed to have something. Approach of the Second Sun? No. Monastery Mentor? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Monks? All day. And I got those new sweet tokens from Double Masters, so they aren't like $5 tokens anymore because they used to be so expensive from Fate Reforged.
Yeah, I got some from Cultic Cube. He makes a bunch of cool alternate tokens.
Cultic Cube, that show is great.
Yeah, because they were $5, and the Cultic Cube ones look awesome.
I played a Reliquary Tower as my land for turn.
How many cards you got in hand?
I have 3.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know if it was like 7.
I drew a land and I played it, which was pretty cool for me.
Nice.
I love that for you.
Oh, thank you so much. I have a Thought Vessel out here too, anyways.
Oh, okay. So you're like, it didn't matter to me.
Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, and attempt to cast Wyll, Blade of the Frontiers.
Will's resolve?
No response here.
It will, I think.
Yeah, I passed. You're good. You got this.
Manatide.
I am then going to tap 2 to equip Sword of Hours to Earth Cult Element.
What does that one do again? You roll or you put a counter on it?
Yeah, so whenever it attacks, it gets to put a counter on it, and then if it deals combat damage, I guess, yeah, whenever it deals combat damage, it doesn't matter if it's to a creature or a player. I get to roll a d12. If the result is greater than the number of +1/+1 counters on the equipped creature, I get to double the number of +1/+1 counters on it.
Okay.
And then I will move to combat, and everyone has open mana, so I'm going to swing at the player with the highest life total, which is Anthony.
Fair.
And on attack trigger,
No
I'll put
blocks.
attack trigger, I'll put a +1/+1 counter on Earth Cult Elementalist, so it'll be 7 power.
7.
And then after damage, I'll roll 2d12. I rolled a 5, that's high enough. I'll double the number of +1/+1 counters, and since I rolled a die, I get to put a +1/+1 counter on Wyll, and that'll be the end of my turn.
End of your turn. I will activate Castle Ardendale. Make
Nice.
a human.
Man, I wish that ability Mike was on attacks too. Come on.
It would be pretty
Come
nice. Not gonna lie, it would be nice. In every situation except against you in a 1v1, I guess. But
and me having flagstones.
yeah,
That's the only reason that this
that's
actually
even
matters
better,
right
right?
now.
Well, you at least avoid the sacrifice altogether,
Pay
even without
3 mana.
flagstones.
I'm going to cast Grasp of Fate.
Correct.
When it enters the battlefield, if it enters the battlefield,
Oh yeah, I have no response.
I will
Also no
name Monastery Mentor, Wyll, and Chromatic Lantern. And they're exiled until this leaves play, which is, I'm realizing, a little difficult to do on stream, but that's where we're at.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You'd be surprised.
What are the targets again?
Monastery Mentor, Wyll, and what?
Chromatic Lantern.
So, Alec, the priority is to you.
Yeah, I have nothing. That sounds
Okay.
good.
I am going to pay 2 mana. And I am going to March of Swirling Mists to phase Monastery Mentor out until my next turn and make a monk.
Sure.
Nice.
That seems solid.
I don't have anything, so Will's gonna.
All right, after that, are you
Exile
going
or
to put Wyll back
command
in the
zone?
command zone?
Nah, I'm gonna go to command zone.
Makes sense. All right, so we just got this Chromatic Lantern. I'm so sorry about the Chromatic Lantern. And then I will cast Umezawa's Jite and pass the turn.
Okay. Sounds good. Ooh. Okay, maybe this will turn things around for me. Let's find out. Okay, tap 3 for Jessica's Will.
That card's busted.
I have 2 cards in hand.
Yeah, how many cards in hand do you 2 have?
3.
5.
3, 5. Okay, I like to see that. Okay, so I don't have my commander out, so I can't choose both like I'm used to. I always forget that that is a thing. But yeah, so I'm going to choose add 5 red. And then
R90, thank you so much for the follow.
Thank you. Okay, and I'll use all 5 of it +2 to cast this Balefire Dragon.
Ooh, that's the one that when it hits, it shoots everything for a bunch.
It does, yeah. Yeah, usually I can get these creatures out, without just hard casting them.
Sure.
So you gotta do. So I'm here for it. Yeah, so it's a 6/6 flying dragon. When it deals combat damage to a player, it deals that much damage to each creature that player controls as well. And that's it. I'll pass to you, Andy.
All right, untap. This phases back in. I will draw for turn. All right, I am going to pay 4 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I am going to cast a Factor Fiction. I'm going to make a monk.
Ooh.
And I have a prowess trigger, so there's 1 prowess. And I am going to reveal the top 5 cards in my library. Reliquary Tower, Fairy Conclave, Blinkmoth Nexus, Cascading Cataracts, and a Forbidding Watchtower. Alec, I'm going to choose you because there's a Fairy Conclave in this pile. What would you like to do?
I wasn't really paying attention to anything else, so let's put Fairy Conclave in the best pile.
What if it's 5 and 0? That's a cool pile. Oh,
That is a pretty cool pile.
what do you
Okay.
think?
You know what? Let's do slightly less than that, just in case there are repercussions for me. Let's put Reliquary Tower in a pile and everything else in a pile.
All right, I'm going to take these 4 and get rid of the Reliquary Tower.
Okay.
Sweet.
But because in honor, I am so happy, I'm going to play Fairy Conclave tapped.
Yay!
We did
I
it.
have so many cards in hand. Don't you wish you had that Reliquary Tower?
I have 5 now. I'm going to move to combat, and Mike, I'm going to swing at you for 3, 4, 5.
I declare no blocks and cast no spells.
Wonderful. Okay. And then I am going to... I'm going to pass.
All right, and I will untap.
5-0 confirmed Chad move.
Draw for turn.
Alec is from the Fairy Conclave podcast, sweetly. Go check it out. Lots of cool interviews. There's a really cool one with this guy, and they talked about humans. Maybe that one. Go listen to that one. It was just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Talked about my Leonor deck, I'm sorry, my Sigarda deck, my Jaren deck, and then I play Leonor game 1 tonight in honor.
For 8 mana, I'm going to attempt to cast Wyll, Blade of Frontiers.
Will's back.
Hey, where there's a Wyll, there's
Guess
a way.
who's
That's what
back?
they say.
Back again.
Shady's back. Tell a friend. I am then going to move to the combat step.
Wow.
I'm going to declare Earthcall Elemental as an attacker at Andy. Attack trigger, I'll put a +1/+1 counter on Earthcall Elemental.
Yeah. I'm going to block with this monk.
All right. It'll deal 9 damage to the monk.
Oh, man.
And since Earthcall Elemental did deal damage,
Poor monk.
No.
I get to roll a d12, and if I rolled a 12, so I'm going to double the number of +1/+1 counters on Earthcall Elemental, so it goes up to 6. So it's a 12/12 now, and I get to put a +1/+1 counter on Wyll. And then I will pass the turn.
Here we go.
We got this.
One card.
You got to land. Come on. Oh, shoot. It's
You're
not.
gonna love this. You're gonna love it.
Armageddon.
Let's go ahead and cast a Worn Power Stone.
Oh. Then Armageddon.
And
And Sisei's Ring, perhaps?
that'd be great. No, I'll pass the turn.
Okay.
Here, we will drop Alec's contact info.
Oh, yeah.
Go check out Alec, and there is a link to Alec's podcast on Twitter. Go follow them.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. If you see a commander you like, listen to the episode about it. Also, if you have a commander you like, I'd love to talk to you about it anytime. Okay, I think I'm gonna go to combat, and just based on feel of like how many things happen on their turn, Mike, I'm gonna send the Balefire Dragon at you.
Oh, that's so mean.
Based on things.
Also hard to resist killing Wyll for like the 18th time.
It's pretty fun,
Very
isn't it?
tempting.
I don't have any blocks to declare.
Okay. Alright, 6 damage to you and each creature you control. I think the big one survives though, so...
It is a 12 power, so it's got 6 effective toughness left.
Oh. Okay.
You may have invoked Wrath.
Okay. Definitely, that's
you're,
very
you're at
fair.
the highest life total as well.
That's true. Okay, so second main phase, I'll cast a Twilight Prophet. I've got an Altar Sleeve on it, so it probably won't pull up, but it's a 2/4 flyer right now, and if I get the City's Blessing, then I can draw extra cards at the beginning of my turn, and each opponent loses X life, and I gain X life, where X is that card's mana value that I draw on my turn. And that's it. Pass to you, Andy.
All right, I will untap, and I will draw. I'm gonna play this Cascading Cataracts, and then 9 mana for Noyan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. Sure, I'll pay 9, I guess. I'll play Noyan Dar. And then I will move to combat, and I will swing this. We're all pretty even right now.
But I'm at the lowest. For the
You
record.
are.
True.
But you have a 12/12.
I do. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I don't want to swing. I'm just gonna pass.
Oh yeah, it's me again. Holy moly. Untap. Draw for turn. Oh, it's a land. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Play an island. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, I can have 2 mana left over after casting my commander. That's so crazy. Alec, what is this untapped creature you have over here?
It's a Twilight Prophet. It's the 2/4 Vampire Cleric flying.
Yeah, you don't want to lose your Twilight Prophet.
No, I certainly won't be blocking.
Yeah, that's good news to hear. Good news. Man, I mean, we're here to roll dice, and what better way to roll dice more often than with my commander?
Will.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Have
7,
we
8,
each
9.
killed Will? Like,
10.
has it been an even murder over here?
I've
I'm
done
not sure.
2.
I'm gonna cast Will
3.
for 10 mana. And I'm gonna move to the combat step. I'm gonna declare Earth Call Elementalist as an attacker at Alec. And as an attack trigger, I'm gonna put a +1/+1 counter on it. So this
Okay.
is 13 power creature swinging.
Okay, yeah, I will go down to 15.
Alright, and then after damage, I'm gonna roll 2d12, and if I roll an 8 or higher, it will double Earth Call Elementalist, and I get to roll it twice. First roll is a 9. So I'm gonna double the +1/+1 counters on this thing, so it's gonna go to 14 +1/+1 counters.
All right.
And then from
That's
now
after
on,
damage, right?
that's after damage. Yes.
Okay, cool.
From now on, I will have to roll a 12 to double the +1/+1 counters.
Sweetly says, "This is the 19th time Will has been destroyed. This is a message from the future."
And you know what? I'm not gonna keep this
That
2
is
mana up
so funny.
for anything. So I'm gonna take 1 by tapping my Fiery Islet for mana, and for 1 and a blue, I'm gonna cast Arcane Investigator. So this one has an activatable ability of 5 and a blue to roll a d20. 1 through 9, I draw a card. On the 10 through 20, I look at the top 3 cards of my library, put 1 in my hand, the rest of the bottom of my library in any order. And then that will be the end of my turn.
At the end of your turn, I'm going to activate Misspell Planes and put Wrath of God on the bottom of my deck, just so I have the pleasure of knowing the bottom 2 cards of my deck.
All
That's
right.
That's fair.
Untap.
Shoot.
You're gonna draw a fetch land.
I
Draw
wish
for
it was a
turn.
Grenzo Dungeon Warden surprise deck.
That would be great. Up planes. You love to see it.
You do.
I-
All right, here it comes.
Yeah.
Is
let's
it
see.
8
time?
mana. It's time.
It's time for
Come on.
Avacyn.
I'm just.
I
Everybody's having so much fun spending 8 mana on their commanders.
spent 10 mana.
I spent 9.
And I'll pass the turn.
Okay.
That's add that to the bingo card. Whoever can cast their commander 16 times.
Wait, doesn't one of our LGS
Sorry,
have
19
something?
times.
So we
Or
have a
no, maybe
commander
it's-
league. Yeah, we have a commander league at one of our local LGS's, Gamers Gauntlet, Clinton Township, Michigan. If you cast your commander more than 4 times, you get extra points in the league
Yeah.
in a single game. Surprisingly enough, it happens a lot.
Yeah, sure does.
It's nice when you're playing like a Reese the Redeemed or
Yeah,
like a Hapatra deck where they cost
Yeah.
2 or
Yeah.
1. You're like, oh, this is a pretty. But when you start at 5 or 6, you're like, this is not happening.
It's rough,
This is not
yeah.
gonna happen. So
I think I have done it
I
before.
cast
with
Zavala
more,
3 times last game. Is that right?
I
Yeah.
think you did.
At least, yeah. You know, with my Morathon deck, I've been able to do it, but that one produces like 20 colorless mana at a time. So it's not that
Exactly.
hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I am worried about swinging because I like blockers considering my life total. So I'm just going to pass to you, Andy.
Okay.
It's fair.
Untap. And I will draw. This is terrible.
Well, it's cardboard. Of course, it's terrible.
Oh, it's terrible. Just terrible. I'm gonna play a Blinkmoth Nexus. And then, I will... Man, this feels so stupid, but I'm gonna do it. I don't care. I'm gonna pay 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. I'm gonna play a Tragic Arrogance. For each player I choose among permanents they control, an artifact, a creature, enchantment, and a planeswalker, they sack the others.
Ugh. I'm screwed.
We each choose, or you choose?
Nope, I choose. I'm gonna make a
You
move.
choose. Tragic.
Alright, for myself, I'm choosing Noyan Dar as the creature.
Hmm?
For the enchantment, I'm gonna choose Equinox. For my artifact, I'm choosing the Talisman. On cast, I'm going to activate I'm going to turn Fairy Conclave into a 0/0 creature that has 3+1/+1 counters on it. For Mike, I am going to let you keep your... I feel like I want you to keep your commander at this point, but like... But also, wouldn't it be funny if you didn't? It wouldn't.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
What is that? I'm going to let you keep that blue creature.
Okay.
And then I'm going to let you keep the equipment sword thing you keep putting on things as your artifact.
Sure.
Do you have an enchantment?
I don't believe I do. No.
Okay, so those are the 2. You sack the others. Anthony, I'm going to let you keep the Grasp of Fate as your enchantment. The Umazawa's Jite as your artifact. I'm going to let you keep a little baby human as your creature.
Oh, really? That's.
Andy, really quick before you select my targets, can I respond to the cast?
Sure.
I would like to tap 4 and Baleful Mastery my own Twilight Prophet.
What does
I
that one
guess.
do?
It exiles a creature, so it'll exile my Twilight Prophet.
Oh, because you want to keep the Balefire Dragon.
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
I don't know if you're gonna pick that
GT
anyway.
at that point.
Yeah, you keep the Balefire Dragon.
Okay.
Okay, continuing on, I will move to combat, and I am going to swing a 3/3 over at Anthony,
I will take 3.
and then I will pass my turn. Do I? Wait. Yes, I do.
Okay. Untap.
Sweetly, called it.
Hand draw. I'll play a mountain as my land for turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't have enough mana to cast my commander. I need 12.
Can you cast a Charlatan?
I could, which grants an ability to my commander.
Well, you can get it later. I'm just. I don't know what you have in your hand.
two turns later, maybe. I have to draw land to cast my commander right now. Let's see. What do I want to Okay. I mean, I guess I could just keep up mana and activate my search. How big is Noyan Dar?
4/4. Listen, I totally understand that I pulled the hate over from Alec.
Alec still got a Balefire Dragon. That's
Alec
fine.
does?
Yep, that Balefire Dragon can kill a lot of things. Yeah, I don't have much to kill anymore, so it's pretty great.
True. Yeah.
Let's just do this then. Well,
This music, it finally got a little poppy, a little snappy.
little snap.
Oh man, it just ended. What bad timing.
Let's pay 2 mana, which leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do 2 mana to equip Sword of Hours to Arcane Investigator.
Yes.
Actually tap it. And then I will move to combat. And Anthony, I am going to be swinging this at you because it's my safe swing. And I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on it as an attack trigger. It is a 3/2.
A 3/2.
Yes.
No blocks. Take 3.
On damage, I'll roll 1d12. If it's a 2 or higher, I get to double the number of +1/+1 counters. It is an 11, so I'll put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. And then 8 mana. That costs 6 to activate. I will just pass the turn after that.
Alright. Untap. Draw a card. Interesting. Does that change anything? It does not. I'll play an Ancient Tomb.
Oh,
Still can't cast her.
I feel
Pay 7, cast a Luminate Primordial. Enters the battlefield. For each opponent, will exile 1 target creature that the player controls, and you'll each gain life equal to its power. So I'll target the Balefire Dragon, the Noyan Dar, and the Investigator.
Yes.
Response.
Oh no.
I am going to pay 2 mana. I'm going to turn Fairy Conclave into a creature. I'm going to pay 4 mana, and I'm going to cast Vanish into Memory. Animate, I'm going to put 3 more counters on it. Exile target creature, I draw cards equal to its power. I return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the next upkeep. So I'm going to draw 8 cards, and then I would have to discard equal to its toughness, which will be 0.
Whoa.
So I'm going to draw 8.
Okay, that's really cool.
Thank you.
How does that work?
So exile target creature. I draw cards equal to its power. So it was its base power is 2/1. It has 6+1/+1 counters on it. So I'm going to exile it and draw 8, and then I return it to the battlefield. It's going to return as a land, so it doesn't have a toughness, so I won't have to discard
so
anything.
back and tracks separate. That is messed up. Neat. Great job.
I don't think I have any answers or anything, but I guess in response to that, I'll activate my investigator to roll a d20 and probably just draw a card, but we'll see if I get to look at the top 3 and put a card in my hand. A 9, so I'm just going to draw a card. Yep, and that'll be it.
It exiles, right?
Yeah, it's exiled, and then you'll gain life equal to its power.
Okay.
So this goes to the command zone. I'm going to gain 4 life.
Me too.
And then I will tap the Ancient Tomb, deal 2 to myself, and equip the Jite to the Primordial, and pass the turn.
Very nice.
Okay. Let's go ahead and tap 2 for a Thermo Alchemist.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Oops, let's go. And that's it. Pass to you, Andy.
All right, untap. This land is going to return to the battlefield tapped. I will draw a card. I am going to, before playing a land, I'm going to pay 7. 1, 2, I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you, Nick. Hi, Nick. Thank you so much for the subscription. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to pay 3 blue and 4 for Seagate Restoration. I'm going to draw cards equal to the number of cards in my hand, and then I have no max hand size for the rest of the game. 1,
That's
2,
kind of a
3,
combo.
4, 5, 6, 7,
nice
8,
little
9,
sequence
10,
there.
11. I'm going to draw 11 cards.
Nice.
That feels like that's a game ender, right?
I don't have like any infinite or anything, so I mean like it's still going. Okay, I'm gonna play a land. It's going to be an Inkmoth Nexus.
Ooh.
I'm gonna pay big commander hours. I'm gonna pay 2 mana here. Well, no, I don't think I should do that. I'm gonna pay 2. 1 and 2. I'll play Baral, Chief of Compliance. Do I do it that way? No. I do it this way. That's a Baral. And then I will pay 2 mana for a Trade Routes. I can pay 1, discard a land, and draw a card. Or I can pay 2 and return a land from my battlefield to my hand. Or pay 1 and do that. After that, I pass.
At the end of your turn, I'm going to pay 1 into my Fiery Islet and sacrifice it to draw a card.
We have been background noise while you were working for about 90 minutes. You thought you would pay it forward. Thank you so much, Nick. I hope you've enjoyed the stream for the last 90 minutes.
Draw for turn.
I was asked pretty recently if Seagate Restoration was worth it, and while I think that in many cases it's probably not, in cases like this, it just feels really good to do what it did, you know? Like,
It's still a little cost to put in the deck, right?
I mean, to be fair though, I mean, like, it can be an untapped land, and it could just be a land, so I feel like it's really not that bad. I can't recur it though. Once it dies Sacred Ground, it doesn't count because it goes to the front face.
True. Yeah.
I'm going to play Sulphur Falls as my land for turn. It does come in untapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will cast Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. So it has an enter the battlefield. When it enters the battlefield, I get to choose target instant or sorcery card in my graveyard and roll a d20. On a 1 through 9, I put that card on top of my library. On a 10 through 20, I return that card to my hand. I am going to target Power of Persuasion.
What does Power of Persuasion do again?
It says choose target creature an opponent controls, then roll a d20 on a 1 through 9. Return that creature to their owner's hand. On a 10 through 19, its owner puts it either on the top or bottom of their library. And on a 20, I gain control of it until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
So I'll roll a d20. I rolled a 2, so it goes to the top of my library. And then I have 5 mana left. I will pay 1 and 2 to equip Sword of Hours to the Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. So it's a 3/4. The equipment doesn't give anything at the base. That will be the end of my turn.
All right, I'll untap. Draw a card. Interesting. Sure, why not? Somebody's got more than 8 lands, right?
I do, yeah.
Great. Let's go to combat. Andy, I will attack you for 4.
For 4, I'll take 4.
Excellent. Trigger, I'll get some counters on GT.
You can remove the counters and do what again?
I can give the equipped creature +2/+2. I can have any target creature get -1/-1, or gain 2 life.
Okay.
Second main, I'll play land tax.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Cauldron. Oh, this has haste. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Cauldron complete. Second main, just for fun. We're all learning together. I'll take 2.
Alec, thank you so much for the subscription. Oh,
Of
that was
course.
so nice.
You know,
I appreciate
after I saw you use a Fairy Conclave to draw 8 cards, like, that's the least I could do.
I so badly want to go to the summit because you're in Salt Lake City, and I was like, I need to get this signed. So I may just message you and send this to you to have you sign it and send it back. It's so fun.
Yeah, I would love that.
I saw that you bought a bunch to be able to give out, and I was like, oh man, I actually run that card.
It's pretty good. Like,
It turns out it's pretty good.
It's a great card.
yeah, I'm excited.
And I'll pass the turn.
Sweets. I got those. I ordered a bunch of Fairy Conclave stickers and business cards and stuff. It's gonna be a good time.
Anyone in chat going to the summit, the Commander Summit in Salt Lake City? I'm thinking about it still because that one I can actually still get into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. It's super accessible, which I really appreciate. Okay. Well, I finally have enough mana to recast my commander.
Yeah,
So
let's go.
I'll tap Thermo Alchemist to deal 1 damage to each opponent.
Yep.
And then tap 6 and cast Rakdos. And that's it. I'll pass the turn.
All right, untap. I will draw, and I will play this island, and I will pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for Noyan Dar. And I will pass the turn.
At the end of your turn, I am going to tap 3 and flash out a Scion of Stygia.
LGS Vibes, thank you so much for the follow.
This is a 2/1 with an ETB where I roll a d20 on a 1 through 9. So I target a creature. When I roll on 1 through 9, I tap that creature. On a 10 through 20, I tap that creature, and it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step.
Okay, nice.
I'm gonna target Noyan Dar though.
Yeah, okay, it's tapped. Well, it'll be
But
tapped.
maybe-
It just depends on whether it untaps.
Right.
Sure, okay.
I rolled a 17, so it will not untap.
Boo. It's fine.
It is frozen.
Frozen on. It is on ice.
And then I will untap and draw. Everyone knows what I'm drawing, which is the Power of Persuasion. I'm going to play Underdark Rift as my land for turn. This is a dice rolling land where I can pay 5 and tap it to exile it and roll a d10 to put target artifact, creature, or planeswalker into its owner's library just beneath the top X cards of that library, where X is the result of that. I can only activate it at sorcery speed.
Sweetly, this is the first year for MTG Summit, hosted by Kingdoms TV. It's the first time it's happening, but I assume if it's a successful event, it might be annual.
I am going to move to combat. And Andy, I am going to declare Aberrant Mind Sorcerer as an attacker at you.
Yeah. How much is it?
Attack trigger to get a +1/+1 counter, so it's currently a 4/5.
Yeah. I don't have any responses.
All right.
Is it just 4?
Yeah, I don't. It's not going to get pumped. I don't know if there's pump spells in here or not. Oh no, there's some. There's Critical Strike. I think gives double strike. That is a dice rolling card that's in here.
Nice.
Not casting it. So I'm going to roll. Oh jeez. Okay, there we go. I'm going to roll d20. See if I get to. I'm sorry, a d12. See if I get to double these counters. Anything 2 or greater, it's an 11. Get to double the counters. It's 2 counters. Main phase 2. Actually, I think I'm just gonna keep everything up. Yes, I'm just gonna pass the turn.
All right, untap, upkeep, trigger, land tax. I should just shortcut that, but it's just plains.
It's just plains.
It's just a plain
Just
old.
a little plains.
Plain old plains. It's gonna be a nice, easy turn. Three plains in my hand. I will draw a card for the turn. And guess what? It's a plains.
Nice. Didn't see it coming.
And then I'll pay. Well, let's do this first.
I do
Why
love your
not?
choice of basic lands. I know I haven't said that all game, but Amonkhet, best plane.
Thank you. They're not quite as resonant as like my Yawgmoth deck. I just got recently the Phyrexian swamps, which I love and really fit the deck.
Nice.
I still like these. So I'm going to cast my commander to take 2 off the Ancient Tomb. Go to combat. Andy, I am coming at you for a bunch. This is too many keywords. I totally forgot the haste. Doesn't have vigilance though. So I'm coming at you for 4 and 5, 4 and 9.
I don't like that. I'm gonna swords that.
Ooh.
What are you swords in?
The Cauldra.
The Cauldra. So it's actually just going to be the germ token.
The germ, sure. Yes.
Cool. Germ
You
token.
gain. This is swords, right?
Yes, that is a sword. That is not
Great
bad.
question.
That is swords. Yes.
So you're gonna gain life equal to that creature's power.
Yeah.
Okay.
Power. Yeah, I think so.
I
getting
opened
late.
this one.
We're
I was like,
getting
I'm gonna
old.
play it because it's foil. This is a 100% foil deck. I
Heck
should have
yeah.
just used the old one.
It's,
So
then you
it's
just
cool
got
as
4.
I what?
You just got 4 coming at you then.
Okay. I'm animating Inkmoth Nexus. I'm putting 3 counters
Okay.
on it. I'm taking 4.
I will gain. Nope. I will gain 2 counters, is what I will gain. And pass the turn. This is not tapped. Because that's how equipment works. That's my turn.
Okay. Sweet. Untapping with my commander. This is
It's happening.
okay. How big is Avacyn again? Is she
8/8.
Okay. Okay. And Mike, do you have any flyers? Is that thing flying?
I do not currently have any flyers on the battlefield.
Okay. Sounds good. Alright, I will go ahead and enter combat. And Mike, I'll send Rakdos at you for 6 in the air.
I will declare no blocks.
Okay, sounds good. So you'll take 6. Then I'll go to my second main phase and tap Thermo Alchemist to deal another 1 damage to each of you.
Yes. Uh-oh.
So-
This is reduced by 9. Uh-oh. Scadio.
So that means, reduced by 9 for 1 mana to Mountain, I can cast Kozilek, Butcher of Truth.
Yeah.
Yay!
Seems good.
So, I guess any responses on cast, I would draw 4 cards.
You got it.
No response.
No
Cool.
response.
Okay, so I'll draw 4. And I haven't played a land yet, so I'll play the swamp as my land. My creatures are still reduced by 9. Yeah, I guess I might as well full send it while we're here,
That's what we do.
right?
Yeah. Commit to the board harder.
Let's-
That's our policy here on the Guardian
Yeah.
Podcast. Commit.
I like it. Okay, so for 2, I can also cast Ulamog,
Ugh, yes.
which is pretty wild that I got both of those, and with the new arts, which I'm very stoked about. So this one, when I cast, I can destroy a target permanent.
As long as Anthony doesn't control it.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Which is unfortunate, because I want to destroy lots of Anthony's things. I guess
I'm flattered.
that's Avacyn's whole deal. Yeah, it is other permanents. Okay, that's unfortunate. So I don't know what's the next. What are we scared of after that team? Besides
The next
Anthony.
thing I'm scared of is Kozilek, I think.
Okay. Then what? After that one.
Trade routes?
Trade routes.
Probably not trade routes. We've got so many
I'll-
cards in hand.
I'll target Baral, Chief Compliance, I think.
Yeah.
I just get bad vibes from him.
Fair.
This is in a new artwork that we've recently seen.
Oh, did you loot when you
Ooh.
cast your swords with the Baral trigger?
It's only if I cast a counter spell that you.
Oh, gotcha.
He reduces spells. Mana
Yeah.
value.
That's true.
Baral's
That's the main way I know him played as in that Manamorphose Storm modern deck.
Yeah, this one I just want the reduction. I mean, there
Yeah.
are lots of counter spells. I mean, I guess I've reduced them over time, but
Mm-hmm.
all right, Baral is dead.
Okay, and then the only other thing I'll do is cast a Florian Voldaren Scion.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, that's it. I'll pass the turn with a couple Eldrazi Titans on board.
End of turn, I'm in a mystical tutor.
Okay.
I put 3 counters on it on Inkmoth Nexus.
Mystical Tutor. Are we getting Cyclonic Rifted here?
It's there. I don't really want to do that, honestly, but I also don't want to hold everybody hostage. It's been quite a game.
Yeah.
So we're gonna grab a part the Water Veil.
Ooh.
Nice.
Also scary?
Awaken.
All right, untap. Draw the part the Water Veil. I would like to. Play an island for turn. I'm gonna pay 1 mana for. I'm gonna play a View from Above. Target creature gains flying until end of turn. If I control a white permanent, return View from Above to its owner's hand. I'm going to give Inkmoth Nexus flying till end of turn, and Noyan Dar is white, so I'm going to return View from Above to my hand. And I am going to put 3+1/+1 counters on Inkmoth Nexus. I'm sorry, I have to play Plains as well. 2 mana.
Would you tap your talisman? Right?
Oh, I guess I can do that way. And then I'm going to pay 1 white.
We got to do blue in the talisman, unless you want to take one. From
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll just do it that way. Okay. And I'm going to pay a white. I'm going to turn Inkmoth Nexus into a base creature that is a 1/1 flying creature with Infect.
It's 10 power.
It's 10 power.
Uh-oh.
And I will move to combat, and I will swing at Alec for 10 in the air.
10 infect. Yeah.
Hey, Alec.
Yes.
Do you have any responses to that?
I might. I'm trying to. So that's 10 infect, right? That's what's coming.
It
at
is
me with.
10 infect, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I should respond or if I should just. Yeah, no. I think I don't want to try to king make anyone on the way out. So I have no responses. Yeah, I'll take 10 infect. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, good timing. Because I get flyers.
Let's
So,
see.
cool.
Let's see. I have. I will pay 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I'm gonna play Part the Water Veil. I will take an extra turn after this one. I'm gonna put 3 +1/+1 counters on Blinkmoth Nexus.
Seems good.
And then I am going to pay 3 mana and play Terra Eternal. All lands are indestructible.
I'll respond to that.
Okay.
I'll attempt to Field of Ruin your Inkmoth Nexus.
I'm going to return it to my hand with Trade Routes.
Cool.
Yeah, Trade Routes is pretty relevant there.
And then I will end that turn. Draw for turn. I'm going to play a Plains. No, I'm not. I'm going to play Inkmoth Nexus. That was silly. I don't know why I thought that. I'm going to pay 2 mana. Blue and this colorless. I'm gonna play View from Above. I'm gonna put 3 +1/+1 counters on Inkmoth Nexus. Becomes a 0/0 elemental with haste. Put this in my hand. I'm gonna View from Above. Put more counters on Inkmoth Nexus.
Yep.
I'm gonna do it again.
Yep.
I'm gonna make it a 10/10 with Infect. Coil, I'll swing at you for 10 this time.
Yeah, I'll take 10 and die. That was the reason I was asking, Alec, because
I figured you had something. Yeah.
Well, that's all I had was the Field of Ruin.
And then I will pay 4 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna Consuming Tide. Each player chooses a non-land permanent they control and return all other non-land permanents they control to their hand. I'm gonna choose Noyan Dar. I'm gonna put 3 more +1/+1 counters on Blinkmoth Nexus, and we return all other non-land permanents to our hands.
I'm gonna respond and remove a counter to shrink the Inkmoth Nexus. Do that 4 times, so it'll have -1/-1, or -4/-4 until end of turn, and then I will keep Avacyn.
Do you want to do that to that? Because it's a 10.
Thought so. Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then we return all other non-land permanents to our hands.
Or I guess that's still tapped.
It is tapped.
What's happening? I don't know what matters.
It's a 10/10, so it just
Yeah.
becomes a 6/6.
Right.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. I should have just gained some life, but I think I'm gonna die to infect anyway.
And then after that, I'm gonna pay nothing else. I'm gonna be.
Does the blink moth have flying? Yeah,
It
when you
can
turn-
have
so you
flying,
could-
yes.
So you could have killed the blink moth.
It's a 6/6 creature.
It was a 3/3 with that trigger on the stack when Anthony removed the GT counters.
This
What's that?
the counters get put on cast.
Right. So that trigger goes on the stack.
Sure, I guess you can kill the blink moth. You can kill the blink moth. That's for sure. If you would
But you
like-
can just cast that spell again in response.
I do have an instant spell I could cast in response.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
After that, I guess I'm done.
All right. Well, I finally have Avacyn in play, and that
That's
is
true.
all. Drawing a card. Do I almost have 7 planes? I'll play a planes. Remember that? Let's see. What do we got here? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana.
Alec, that Rakdos, that's from the guild, like the guild starter deck, right?
Yes. Yeah, the Rakdos like guild specific deck.
Nice.
So yeah, it has it's kind of funny, it has like the Rakdos symbol as the
Yeah.
symbol, which I love. Very
I'll
silly.
cast Austere Command to destroy all creatures and take 2 off my Ancient Tomb.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. That's rough.
That's right.
Oof.
Yeah, I made a mistake by not playing
Expect me
Sacred
to counter
Ground.
spell there. All right, then let's go to combat.
Yep.
Attack
How much?
For 8.
I take 8.
Replay Umezawa's Jite and pass the turn. Gotta discard some cards.
It's like I'm getting big Zatalpa vibes right now. Where it's like the game is starting to end and the
Untap
big
draw.
flappy is just coming out.
Yeah.
Discard a Johnny and Lantex.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna pay. I'm gonna. I guess I should just play a card, right? I will play this Forbidding Watchtower. This talisman's gone. Return to my hand. I will. Well, shucks. I need this to happen before, right? So let's do pay 2 mana for a Talisman of Progress, and then I'm gonna pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana for Crush of Tentacles, Surged. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hands, and Crush of Tentacles Surge cost was paid, and make an 8/8 octopus.
I'm gonna respond and to Fairy's Protection.
Okay, I'm gonna make an 8/8 octopus.
Don't look at me.
Do I have anything in response to that? I don't think so.
I think if you don't have any opponents, you win the game. I think that's a self magic.
Okay, so I have an 8/8. This will be in the graveyard. I'm gonna pay 4 mana for Archmage Emeritus. I'm gonna pay.
Nice. Good old Magecraft.
Actually, do I think that's what I do. Yeah. So I have an 8/8. I'll draw that out, and then that's that. So.
All right. Skip my turn. I'm dead.
Here, I'll eliminate you.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do that.
Okay. 8/8 octopus. Your turn.
All right, untap.
Or did that grasp
Draw
of
a
fate
card.
return anything when it got bounced?
Play a plains.
From me, no, it was on Noyan Dar.
So you still have an instant that can give something flying, right?
I do.
And you have 3 mana up, and you probably don't have a counterspell because you didn't counter Austere Command. So I think what I'm gonna... Oh, but that gains you life. Rude. Rude.
I will say this is very close for like a Noyan Dar deck. It's
Yeah.
not.
I love what this Noyan Dar deck is doing. I've never seen a deck do anything like this before.
Thank you.
We got 12 mana.
Teferi's Protection. Oh, that was so good. It was the right
Uh,
time.
Hold it since
Let's
turn 1.
recast Cauldra.
Yeah, that's got haste.
Do actually have 7 planes now. For next turn. 6, 7. Get myself a germ. Take 2. Equip Umezawa's Jite to Avacyn. Go to combat.
Mm-hmm.
In for 13.
I'm gonna Encircling Fissure. Prevent all combat damage to be dealt by creatures target opponent controls this turn.
Ooh.
I'm gonna
okay.
draw a card off of Archmage Meritus.
Okay, just gonna do a little fog. That seems
So a little
fine.
fog.
Second main, I get no counters. I get nothing. Don't gain life. Do not pass go. I will Grasp of Fate and choose Archmage Emeritus.
Yeah, okay, he's gone.
And say go.
All right, untap, draw. Play this island, and I'm gonna pay 5 mana. I'm gonna play Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, and put that Avacyn, 3rd from the top on your library.
Oh no. Rude.
Or into your command zone.
Or into your command zone, whatever you want. You know. And then I'm going to pay 2 mana for an Anticipate. It's the top 3. Put 1 into my hand. Put this card into my hand. And I am going to move to combat and swing at you for 8 with this octopus.
Oof. I will take 8. Go to 5.
I will pay 1 mana. I'm gonna play Equinox back out on this island, and then I will pay 2 mana, and I will play a Sacred Ground, and then I will pass the turn.
All right. Hillary says I have to kill you so that she can go to bed. She can go to bed anyway. Actually, missed Veil Plains. I could have done this a turn sooner, but trigger Emeria, the Sky Rune. I think well, let's just get Mother of Runes. Mother of Runes seems good.
Yeah.
And then draw for turn. So you've got Teferi and a big octopus.
I do.
I don't love it. Ugh, how can I do anything? I'm so confused.
Love to see a commander game come down to an octopus and whatever the hell the Cauldron Germ is.
Yeah, GTA on a germ
Yeah.
right now.
Let's just put more pants on this germ.
Pants on, boys.
Do I want to cast this? I don't think so. I think I just need 2. Actually, you're at 8.
I am.
Can I make you bigger? You're a 5/5. Need 3 more power. What is in my deck? 3 more power. Don't think. And you're gonna hit me with a flyer next turn, so I either need to kill you now.
Or get a flyer up.
All right, let's. Oof. Teferi's at 1.
Teferi's at 1.
This might be the wrong choice, but here's what I'm gonna do. Go to combat, swing at Teferi for 1, and swing at you for 5.
Does Mom have haste?
Oh, you're right. She came in from... All right, so I'm just coming at you. Sorry, I forgot, because that was beginning of upkeep, not soon enough. Just coming at you for 5.
Okay. I am going to pay 3 mana. I am going to capsize Cauldra. The germ, I guess.
Right. That will happen. Germ will go back to my hand. These will all chill. I get no counters. In that case, I'm going to need to cast a Luminant Primordial.
Yes.
And target your octopus.
All right, so it gets exiled?
It gets exiled. And you
All
gain-
right, it's exiled. Oh my gosh. And I do what? I gain 8?
Gain 8.
I doubled my life, folks.
Great.
Fantastic.
Great.
Oh god.
Do I want to go to 3? I kind of want to go to 3. I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw. I'm gonna play this. Well, shucks. You have 1 measly plane. Oh no, you also have a. God.
Yeah.
Noyan Dar costs 13.
Yeah. I don't know how many other Awaken spells you cost, but like Awaken on Fairy Conclave and Animate Fairy Conclave.
I know. I don't.
You have
there's-
2 Awaken cards, I think, in that deck, from what I remember.
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna +1 to Fairy. I'm gonna draw a card and I can untap 2 lands. My next untap step. I'm going to do this.
I bet you will.
1,
Do it, you won't.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
What elo am I in chess?
I'm gonna Planar Outburst Awaken, destroy all non-land permanents.
Did you just top deck that?
Yes, I did.
Nice!
I'm gonna put 4 +1/+1 counters on Fairy Conclave for the Awaken.
Hell yeah.
I don't remember what my chess ranking is, Excelsior, when I stopped playing.
I'm gonna
after
pay 2
Element.
mana, and I'm going to activate Fairy Conclave to make it a 6/5, and I'm gonna swing at you for 6.
In response,
You son of a
deal
gun.
2 to myself, and then I will die.
Oh my gosh! We won with a Fairy Conclave!
Okay. This is the best game ever.
Oh my god, I made so many mistakes that game.
Oh.
I'm embarrassed I'm sorry to all of you.
Turn 19 if I tracked it properly.
Is that for real? Oh
Yeah.
my
Yep.
gosh!
Honestly, we played so fast after board wipes and everything that I'm impressed with the speed of our play in this game.
Oof, great job. Great
Thank
Fairy
you.
Conclave.
Thank you, Fairy Conclave. Oh, that was
Awaken the plane.
honestly was a fantastic game. Thank you both so much for joining us on stream tonight.
Yes, thank you.
Anthony and Alec, let's go around and have you guys tell everybody where they can find you again. Anthony, tell everybody who you are, where they can find your content online.
You can find a whole bunch of stuff on Lucky Paper and luckypaper.co. We do a whole bunch of content about Magic, data visualization, articles. We also do a survey every set for people that are building cubes about what new cards they're excited about from the set for their cubes, which is exciting. You can also follow my personal account if you want food pics and pics of bugs and stuff I find in the forest at ahmaddox on Twitter. Sometimes I tweet about Magic, but...
Yeah, sometimes. I do a lot of home remodel tweeting, cat pics, I'm fun. I say I'm fun. People are like, oh, God, Andy, stop. Alec, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Tell everybody who you are and where we can find your content.
Yes, yeah, I just wanted to say the Lucky Paper visual map of EDH rec decks is one of the coolest things I've seen in Commander. So yeah, definitely check that out. I don't know if you want to talk about that some more, but
I mean, I would talk about that all night, but it is 11:40. But thank you. That's awesome to hear. It's been a lot of fun to see people.
Yeah, I really love that. So I'm Alec. I'm the host of the Fairy Conclave podcast. You can find me at TFC_MTG on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, I don't know. I like it. I talk to people about Magic, and it's great. And I really appreciate both of you for having me on the Guardian Project stream. It was awesome. Those games were really very wild and unique.
And games.
Yes, they were great games. Well, thank you both so much. Everybody, we'll be back in just a couple of weeks with more Commander gameplay. So, please check us out. Everybody have a great night.